Hello, clever people, and welcome back to my review for Wish Upon. So, Wish Upon is a terrible movie that you've seen before. This girl, she finds this wishing box, and she has 7 wishes, but she doesn't know that someone dies that she knows every time she wishes for something. And this is the second worst film I've seen all year. However, there were like 2 things that I actually liked about it. That's the thing. I have found more things to hate about this film than any other film I've ever seen, but I actually liked 2 things about it. So that's why it's my second least favorite film of the year. So, the main character is a likable character for the first 45 minutes. I thought that was well done. They actually developed her character. She was an interesting character, and you liked her. And there was one particular death. It was the kitchen death that I actually thought was well done. It kept you hanging. You knew it was going to happen. But it didn't happen instantly, so you had to wait for it, and it was kind of like, you were kind of like on the edge of your seat for that, and I thought that was well done. Now let's move on to the infinite amount of bad things this film has to offer. This high school and how it depicted teens was so unrealistic. I think there was one phrase in the entire film that I would actually hear a teenager say in real life. So, of course, Claire gets a text about something. I forget what it was. But it was like, check this out. And it was like, CHXTSOT. It's like, what? I don't even understand that. Like, the thing is, like, the only reason I knew it was like, check this out, and I think it was like some social media post. So that's what it had to have been, the text. But I honestly, when I read it, I was like, what is that? No one in their right mind would know what that was unless it was a code language that they had, like, memorized. Also, the thing that's in most of the trailers is she wishes for her bully to just go rot. So she rots, literally, and her friend goes in the room and goes, and then pulls their phone out and, like, tweets it. You know, the first thing I would have done in that scenario was call an ambulance. Tell somebody. I don't know. Don't tweet it. What are you doing? Alright, so one of the things about this movie is she wishes for, like, the hot, attractive high school jock guy to have fallen madly in love with her. And so he does, and of course his friends at first don't like her because she's not popular. So she, like, says, "You're still trash." So one of the friends says, like, "Oh, you're still trash," and then they walk away, and then the boyfriend's like, "Don't worry about it. Haters gonna hate." Like, it felt so unrealistic. Another thing that was like that is these friends, like, post something on social media about him, and they post a picture of him with hashtag traitor face. What? Oh my god, the soundtrack. Okay, you, right now, I would like you to think of the most generic pop song in the world. Now make, like, 16 of those, and then, like, make them all, like, kind of different, but basically all the same. And you've got the soundtrack to Wish Upon. It is awful, and I wanted it to stop. Also, it did kind of like a foresty thing, like it has a dark ending. All of a sudden, it goes into "Be careful what you wish for," like a poppy song. It doesn't work with the ending. It's like, stupid. Did you think I was done with the dumb teenager talk? No, I'm not. So the boyfriend's talking to Claire, and he's like, and she's like, what are you gonna say? And he goes, nothing. I'm just trying to think of something dope to say before I kiss you. The teenagers in this movie are the stupidest people on earth. I don't know anyone who would say anything from this movie in real life. Ooh, another thing is, so she tells her friends about this box, and she's on her like, 5th wish. She doesn't know she doesn't know that they're being killed. like because of it yet. And she tells her friends, and then they're like, "Oh my god, how selfish! You didn't wish for anything for us. You are the most selfish friends." Like, really? So the characters, aside from Claire, not a single character is developed at all. And there's just a point where it feels like there are certain characters that are established to kill. So Clara's like biking to school one day, and it shows her on the bike. So she's biking, and she passes her uncle's house. Her uncle is walking out to get the paper. She like circles around and gets the paper for him, passes it to him. The next time you see the uncle, he slips and dies in the bathtub. That's the purpose of his character. Clara has a friend who lives across the street, and she moves to like this man. Clara moves to like this mansion, so she's like, "All right, uh, come back or I'll be upset." Ha ha ha! And the next time you see her, she dies using that thing in the sink, the blade thing. I don't know what it's called. Like those two characters especially, it felt like the only reason they were in the film were to get killed because she doesn't have seven friends. Oh my god, this film is so predictable. Alright, I'm gonna get to spoiler talk here. This is the time you should click to if you don't want the movie to get spoiled to you. I don't know why you would want that, but alright, start now. So, what happens is at the start of the movie, she's like biking around the neighborhood. Uh, you see her like mom looking at a trash can or something, and she goes into the house, and the mom hangs herself. And Clara walks in. She's like 4 years old, and then she's crying, and then she wakes up and she's 16. So the second I saw that happen, I went, "Oh, she committed suicide because of the box." I thought that's what was gonna happen. I thought that's what they were gonna say. So then Clara like talks to her dad and is like, "I wonder why my mom committed suicide, huh?" And then like later in the film, she wishes that her mom never committed suicide. And then she's going through her mom's paintings. She's an artist, and then she finds the painting of the box. She's like, "Oh!" And it's supposed to be this big twist, and it starts to go, "Damn it, like life, the end of life." But when that happened, I went, "Well, yeah." I thought that was obvious. All right. Throughout the film, there were some things that kept happening that made me want to scream at the screen like, "Why don't you do this?" The rules say that if you throw the box away or give it to someone else, then all the wishes will be undone and you've betrayed the box. So she tells her friends, and her friends are like, "You need to get rid of the box right now. You need to throw that away." And she's like, "No, I don't want to do that. I want to keep it." And they're like, "You're selfish." So what I was wondering throughout the entire film was, all right, so you've made 5 wishes. So why don't you just keep the box and make no more wishes? At this point, she knows that people are dying, so she doesn't have to make any more wishes. She can just keep it. She hasn't betrayed the box by not making any more wishes, and she hasn't betrayed the box by leaving it. That would have literally saved her friend's life, her dad's life, and her life. So why didn't she do it? It does not make sense. She keeps going, "I should probably throw it away." And then what happens is she finds out that her boyfriend's been stalking her, and she's like, "I want to break up with you." And it was apparently betraying the box, even though that wasn't in the rules. It never said that if you get rid of a thing, like if you wish for $1 and you gave someone else the dollar, Would that mean that you've betrayed the box? No, it wouldn't. Just because she broke up with him doesn't mean that she betrayed the box, so the box kills her friend for no reason. So let's just say she did disobey the box. So the point was, when she disobeyed the box, then all the wishes became undone. So why didn't that happen? If she did betray the box by breaking up with her boyfriend. But instead, her friend dies. It's like the movie creates its own rules, which is fine. And then it, betrays its own rules. It's like, come on, if you're gonna establish rules, don't just stray off them. Alright, so I told you that the boyfriend, is running into her house and just looking at her and taking pictures while she's sleeping. So, he holds a knife up to his wrist and goes, "Are we still done? Are we still done? What are you gonna do? Are we still done?" And she's like, yes? What? Alright, so he's not gonna kill you. He is going to kill himself. Why don't you just say, "No, we're not done," and then, let him down later when he doesn't have a knife to his wrist? It seemed like that was the stupidest thing ever. You basically just killed him. And there was a paradox that's in the movie. So yeah, the mom had the box. She threw it out and she killed herself. And then Claire eventually got the box. So, if the mom didn't kill herself, then the box still belongs to the mom. And if it doesn't, and it does belong to Claire. Alright, I'm done talking about this movie. This movie gets a 0.25 out of 10. Do not see it. Even though I did like two things about it, if I didn't, it would be my first ever 0 out of 10. That's not a joke. That's not an over-exaggeration. That is what I believe. So what did you think of Wish Upon? Comment below. I will be reviewing War for the Planet of the Apes soon. I'll be seeing Valerian, the City of a Thousand Planets. I'll also be reviewing The Big Sick soon. And Girl Strip. Woohoo. Alright, so that concludes my review. I'm Connor Goodman. Goodbye.